Mogadishu, Istanbul, and Barcelona, three cities shaken by deadly terror attacks in recent months. With the weapons of choice ranging from bombs to guns and knives and vehicles, authorities are looking to have eyes almost everywhere. In Germany, they're going back to the future with their counter-terror measures. And as Margaret Evans reports, the move to a surveillance state is reviving painful memories of the past.
An experiment underway in a Berlin train station. Well signposted, if you're paying attention. It's a facial recognition trial based on surveillance cameras with biometric capabilities and new computer technology. Volunteers have provided a central data bank with passport photos to see if the new software can pick them out of a crowd. The German government is keen to promote the 6-month pilot project.
Within seconds, images will be recorded and checked whether they match any images on a wanted list.
An increase in the number of terrorist attacks in Germany, like this one in a Berlin Christmas market last December, has made the idea more palatable to some Germans.
Because it's necessary to protect the people. There's a lot of risk also with the refugees coming in.
But appearing on candid camera is not everyone's idea of fun.
It is a substantial invasion of privacy. And if I think about who can access the data, it gives me a queasy feeling.
Not least because of Germany's unique history. It's not possible here to look at advances in surveillance technology without first taking a long look at the past. A storage vault deep in the basement of the former Stasi headquarters in Leipzig. Details of the lives of millions of people once spied on by the Stasi, the state security service of the German Democratic Republic, or East Germany, are squeezed into these boxes. They became available to those who wanted to see their files 3 years after the fall of the Berlin Wall. Gisela Kallenbach was one of them. Now in her 70s, she still keeps a copy of hers.
I can't really describe how I felt at this time. We just wanted to know what kind of reports they have written, how close they have been to you.
After the fall of the wall, Kallenbach went on to become a member of the European Parliament for the Green Party.
Am Sonntag zu wählen?
She still campaigns for them in Leipzig.
Good.
Her environmental activism drew the gaze of the Stasi in the 1980s, and her attendance here in communist, atheist East Germany at the St. Nicholas Church.
Lutheran churches, they gave us rooms where we could meet, where we could organize our action. And so it was like a safe place where we met.
Kallenbach discovered she was codenamed Emerald by the Stasi, and that a colleague who had once delivered a veiled threat to her had in fact been a Stasi informant.
That was a clear message from them. Don't do this, otherwise we are stronger than you.
Fear was the totalitarian state's greatest tool, along with information. And it shaped the way Kallenbach views modern technology.
I try to avoid spreading my data as much as possible. Too many people don't care about this.
The television tower in Berlin, today one of the reunified capital's best-known landmarks. It was first built in what was East Berlin as an emblem of GDR strength and power. But it soon became a symbol of hope for dissidents, because when the light hit the tower just so, it made a cross. They nicknamed it the Pope's Revenge. You can revisit all the old spy tools of the Cold War era at the Stasi Museum in Berlin, another former headquarters, vast.
The Stasi had 91,000 full-time employees in the end and 189,000 informants.
Felix Muller works at the museum, his interest stemming from the fact that his grandfather was a Stasi officer. The older generations, he says, are not the only ones still coming to terms with what went on during those years. All the tricks of the trade are on display: secret cameras, listening devices. At one point, 90,000 letters a day were being intercepted. It all seems very old-fashioned now, but Muller says the opportunities offered by surveillance of any kind don't really change.
With intelligence gathering, there's a goal behind it. And this goal can be, like in the Stasi, to try to take control of people, try to take control of their thoughts, and I think this is a problem.
And so who's watching the watchers goes the refrain. Dr. Karl-Heinz Bomberg is a psychotherapist who treated both victims and perpetrators from GDR times. He himself was imprisoned by the Stasi regime, betrayed by two people he knew well.
A lot of fear, a lot of anger, a lot of insecurity, and I was very nervous.
He believes Germany must claim its past in order to move beyond it.
When you better understand dictatorship, you can better design democracy.
And Germany is still working on it. When the former GDR began to crumble, the Stasi tried to shred documents, leaving behind millions of fragments of paper still to be painstakingly puzzled back together, if possible. A chapter in history not yet ready for closure. Margaret Evans, CBC News, Berlin.